let's install Claude Code on VS Code. So we go to terminal, new terminal if we don't have one already. I've already installed Claude Code separately, so like there's a whole other process for doing that which they explain. And I haven't done this yet, so if we type in Claude, it should just install the extension. Claude Code may read files in this folder, etc. Oh, okay, actually that's not the folder I want it to use, so I made a folder for it, so we'll use that. Okay, and okay, Claude Code extension installed in VS Code. Press Command Escape to launch Claude Code. You want to apply diffs directly in editor, Control Alt K to do file references, press enter to continue. Okay, cool. So this is very much like the using it in the terminal. And so what you can do is you can figure out like what is possible. So if we do question mark, it'll show the shortcuts. If we do slash, it'll show the commands. So we've got add a new working directory, submit a bug, clear the conversation, compact. So that's pretty cool. So that means that if you've had a long conversation with Claude, you can use compact to condense the context window. Config, I don't know, I haven't opened that yet. Cost, yep, cool. Doctor checks the health of your Claude Code installation. Exit, help, and IDE. So that's pretty cool. And so what we can do, let's do the add directory. Let's do that option. So, and maybe we can just type in demo website. Not exactly sure. Is that what's going to happen? No, I don't know. How is that supposed to work? That is an excellent question. So, okay, so you have to make the website, the folder first. Okay, cool. So I'll, let's make the directory first. So cd Claude and so demo website, and we should be able to go into that. Yep. Okay, so if we go back to the Claude terminal, and we can press up to get the same command as before, and that didn't, oh, because I didn't spell it correctly. Very funny. Okay, cool. There we go. All right, so we're in the working directory. So that's how we've made that. Now, if we do, was it Shift Tab? It cycles between the options. I get like this is sort of like the mode almost that it's in. So Shift Tab, we go to plan mode or the shortcut or auto accept edits. So I want to do plan mode. So let's like plan a new website for a shipping container sales business called Outback. Can't spell Outback shipping containers. It will be HTML, CSS, JavaScript, just a demo of how cool a looking website we can build. All right, let's see what happens. So we're in planning mode. It's very exciting. So I was using Claude Code yesterday, just in the terminal, which is great. I guess the advantage of doing it in VS Code is you've got kind of a central place to do it from, but I don't know if there's a lot of other advantage. I'm not sure if it can, like, access like MCP servers and things that are in here. I haven't quite figured out what else it can actually do compared to being in the terminal. So yeah, not sure yet. Guess we'll find out. Does it actually add like an icon or something? Doesn't look like it. I don't know. This root code, kilo code. I don't know. Okay, I might just make this a bit bigger, hey? Let's see what's going on. Right. So let's see this plan. I really like the planning mode too. It is very, very concise, and this is this has got to be the most token efficient way of doing things, right? Because you are really just dealing with text in a terminal. There's no extra faffing going on. So it's going to do an index, about, containers, contact, style, JavaScript, assets, cool, design, yep, bright colors, yeah, cool. That sounds pretty good to me. Okay, yes, let's do it. So something that was on a really good video I watched this morning, which I will look up because I forget the name of it. Who was it by? Indie Dev Dan. So he has an awesome video doing a lot more technical discussion of this than I am. Really like his videos. They're very good. And so he put one in there. He was talking about doing like a spec document. So I haven't really pushed much on the defaults yet in Claude Code. So I was just kind of seeing like, what does it do for me if I just, do send it and see, like, just say, hey, let's do this thing. Like I tried making a couple of MCP servers yesterday. I got it to do some website scraping. It seemed to do okay with that. And I had a go at doing a website build, and it defaulted to doing like a Vite container, but I didn't end up getting that to work. But I think that might have been just me not doing something correctly. So, I mean, this isn't a visually exciting experience, but as I said, it's very efficient, and both in terms of like the effort that my computer needs to put in to do this and the token usage. I doubt you could get a more efficient workflow, right? Because there's no like handoff and stuff, right? So if we were doing this in like a more visual mode method, say like in RuCode, there's a lot of tokens taken up with the handover, like just the running of the system. And this is a little bit more kind of behind the scenes, so we don't really know exactly what's going on, I suppose. Although I can imagine it's basically streaming out the HTML for the page. The thing is, if it's doing the right thing, I don't actually care about watching all of the specifics of every bit of code that it's doing. It does seem to summarize pretty well. And you'll see when it does a big output, it does this kind of like, click to expand sort of thing. And that seems like a reasonable option. I haven't actually bothered to click to expand, so I'm assuming it would show me the rest of the file. But you can see the files. So if we go to, if I can open the folder, how do I get to that? Claude demo website, open. Oh, don't crash. Oh, I forgot it would do that. Whoops. Oh dear. Good one. Okay. Well, I forgot it would do that. Never mind. Okay. Yeah, whoops. Okay, so what do we need to do now to get back to where we were? I guess just initialize Claude. VS Code crashed. We were working on demo website. I actually did this by accident a couple of times yesterday when I was installing So I added an MCP server to Claude Desktop via the terminal, like a smithery command. And at the end of that, it says, "Do you want to restart Claude?" And I thought it meant just like restart. I don't know what I thought it meant. Restart the background task or something. But actually, it kills the entire process for all of the terminal windows. And I had a few open as well as Claude Desktop. It gets rid of all of it. So yeah, don't do that. don't let it restart automatically if you're partway through doing something. Yeah, so it does seem to have a bit of a pick up here, and so I haven't actually done the like make a spec document part of this yet. So I think that would be wise, and certainly anytime I was working with like root code or like in any either the built-in prompts or root commander or any other like IDE assistant, if you lay down a framework of what you're looking for, it's obviously obviously Claude Code has some excellent system prompts because it seems very capable, like well better than I thought it would be when I started using it. Okay, so this bit here is quite good actually. It like asks you for permission to do things. So I'm just going to say yes. So obviously, right. So one of the things it's doing there, I guess, is using VS Code to do the file manipulation. So that's probably a good thing. I suppose it says it doing it via the command line, maybe. Yeah. So whatever system prompts are behind Claude Code, they're obviously very capable. But that doesn't mean you can't lay your own sort of framing of how you want things to go. And so it's not something I've done a lot of experimenting with yet, but you can work with it as if you were in any kind of AI chat. So like I had a go at getting it to do like a meta prompt for content scraping. It seemed to be happy to do that. Like you can tell it very directive things. It does not have to be used for code. Really, like anything that's a generative file creation of information. And I say the web scraping part, it had some issues, and I don't. It's not as efficient as using a separate scraping tool that turns it into Markdown for you, but it worked perfectly fine. And the ability to take it from like a plan of what are we going to scrape and how are we going to get it, to saving those files and then pushing it onto GitHub and creating like a README for the GitHub, I thought that was really cool. And it's not obviously like that's not making it a task that's going to run in the background to stay updated. However, it definitely did make the process pretty simple in terms of I just told it a kind of information I was after and a bit of guidance on like I was like after sort of technical documentation about electrical and plumbing, and it went and found websites. I told it to stick to like New South Wales, Australia, which it did, and yeah, I was really happy with the output actually, and it's tidy, like it looks really neat. It's organized nicely in GitHub. It's got a README file. Yeah, it happily creates README files on GitHub, no trouble at all. It'll do like the git push, all that sort of stuff, and didn't have to do any special commands, just like push to GitHub and off it would go. But yeah, I haven't quite figured out if it can have MCP server access. So like I installed some in Claude Desktop, but I don't think, like I checked with Claude Code to see if it had access to them and it didn't. So I don't know if, I haven't gone and looked yet either, but it doesn't seem like that's a built-in feature yet. So it's just working away, and I guess I very much like things that don't take up my time or waste my time. Cool. Okay, so we've got, what have we got? A homepage. Shall we have a look at this and see what it looks like? Open with, let's open with live server. Oh, okay, that's like the browser. Cool. Oh, right. Okay. That's interesting. I didn't even know that was a feature. There you go. So hang on. I'll just get this into the view. So no photos because it doesn't have a tool to do photos. And actually, these graphics, they are drawn SVGs, I think. So yeah, they're an SVG path, and they're actually not terrible. Though you can see it's chopped this one off here. I think it's supposed to be a shield. Nice. Like, I love the little gradient effect. That's very cool. Buttons are well done. It looks really good, doesn't it? Do you know what? If I put a couple of photos to that, I reckon you'd be pretty happy with it. Okay, so what I might do, I will keep it there. I'm just going to pause while I get some photos from Shutterstock. All right, so I still use this actually. I made this months ago, like early this year, early 2025, I think, and I built it with, I think I built it with Bolt, maybe last year. Okay, so I have selected 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 photos. So a bunch of photos from Shutterstock. So these are the photos. Maybe I'll find one more to give us an even number. What's something interesting that I can put in here that looks like shipping containers? Some of these are editorial license only, so I cannot just use them all however I want, but for the purposes of what we're doing here, that is fine because I'm not publishing them. They're just on my computer. So that one there. Okay, great. So, that's right. I forgot about that feature. It actually gets rid of all of them. Right, so there's 12 photos. Let's open up all 12. They're a bit big at the moment. These are multiple megabytes. So I will just change them all to full width HD. And I'll download all of them. Once it zips it up. No, just crashed the website. Awesome. What a great demonstration. Oh dear. Let's have another go. Maybe I won't download all of them at once. I think that was probably my web browser and not the website that crashed. I only want the JPEGs anyway, so. All right, let's just grab all the JPEG files. So of all the things that I made, this one I still actually use. And the QR maker that Josh and I made was pretty good too, I reckon. I still use that. And some clients have said they use it, so that's cool. All right, so we have those files. Let's get back to VS Code. Okay, so I've put them in an assets images file. I have not even bothered changing the names. They're all still there. So I've added images in /assets images of various Outback, Australia, and shipping container photos. Feel free to use them on the home page and then proceed to create the other pages and use the images as you wish. Being very verbose here, don't care. I'm interested to see if it actually can see, like, quote unquote, see the photos. So I wonder, will it either look at the images or it's just going to pick them randomly? Or so something that I know like Ru would do before, RuCode would do it, like it'd build a web page with the thumbnails, show that page to itself to get the pictures, and then see what it looked like. I think it is it just randomly picking them, or is it actually got some sort of strategy going on here? I don't know. I'm not sure if it's getting them. It says it's uploading. I think it is actually uploading the pictures to look at, like to quote unquote look at them to see what they are. So that's pretty cool. I think so. Oh, we'll find out in a minute, because if it picks well, then it should look sort of okay. Like, you know, I didn't spend very long picking the files, let's be real. We just sort of picked some to see what happens. I don't know if it will work or not. Oh, it's working on the about page. Okay, cool. Let's carrying on. That's good. Oh, okay. I'm going to... I mean, it's sort of... It's not quite random, but anyway, I will... I'll show you what it did with the home page. Hang on a sec. So... Look, it's even put a little bouncy arrow thing there. That's cool. Oh, what was that? That's weird. It's got such nice effects. I mean, if I should have given it probably a photo that actually meant something to these, but anyway, whatever. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. Like, it looks fine. Does it refresh okay? This, whatever animation thing going on here is a little bit weird. I don't know how it like loads in or something. There's something a bit odd about how that appears, but I guess that could be troubleshooted, but I mean, it looks fine. All right, back to VS Code. Let's see what Claude is doing. Uploading. I wonder if, is it uploading the pictures? I'm not sure. Let's have a look at the code. Does it look nice? It's tidy. It's indented. There, yeah, so you can see it's designed its own little divs. I guess if it was in React, you would tell it to use like the lucid icons or something. A little bit of comments, but not excessive, like just enough there to indicate what section we're up to. It's cool. I don't know if that's there for its own benefit or for mine, but it's nice. I don't know. I mean, it's not necessarily efficient, but we're also not using a framework, so it's having to do these all from scratch. So, you know, the idea it's got 4 or 5 nested divs, well, look, if we were using Tailwind or something, I guess it would try and use like a built-in object feature thing or something, but I'm interested to see what it does without any like forced use of a framework and just prompting for what I think is a reasonable prompt. So we've done index, we have done about. I think it's about to be done on the containers page. 1200 lines is quite a lot. I didn't tell it. No, again, we're just using HTML, so it invariably will it will end up with quite long pages, I suppose, because it's not going to be refactoring it to make it smaller pages. But it's good that it can cope with that, right? If we look at so that was only 200. Yeah, that's a beast. Look at it. It's huge. Where is it up to now? 500 lines. I wonder where the 1200 lines bit came from. They're decent sized pages though. like it's just seems like such a actually quite efficient use of tokens. I mean, you'd be in any other, like an IDE using Claude, you would have blown through $10 worth of blooming API credits already, I reckon. Whereas this, it's like it just sips at the API, and I guess we can trust. I mean, you can use this with the API, and it'll be interesting to see how the price would compare. I've put myself onto the max plan just to let me use as much as I like without it running out. But it doesn't seem like it uses tokens very fast. It is definitely not a hungry token goblin. Like, it just takes its time using tokens pretty cost effectively, I think. So it would be interesting to do a comparison of like how much usage you actually need to do in order to make it better off being on the subscription. Although I think you do need to use an Anthropic key anyway, and so then you can be rate limited. I don't think you can use like an open router key or any other provider key. I mean, it would be interesting to see if you could plug Gemini into it and see what Google Gemini does with Claude Code. That would be fascinating to see the comparison. It's such good long run times too, right? Like, this is still 500 seconds. Like, we're heading towards 7 minutes, 8 minutes. Yeah, 8 minutes. So it's a long time for it to run a task. Any task, but this is nominally this is an agentic task, right? There's more than one AI agent that is operating in the background to do this work. And to have it just sitting there and chomping away, I do not know what the limit is, like how big a project you can throw at it. I'm going to progressively try some bigger tasks, but seems happy to do. Yeah, sure, whatever. Why do we need Python? No, I'll just open the file. Let me just open the file. I don't need a web server for HTML file. Right, let's have a look and see what this looks like. I need to get it back in the viewport. So there's our home page. We saw that before. Let's have a look at about. Okay, yeah, it used the doc. Founded in 2010, Outback Shipping Containers emerged from a simple vision to provide Australia with the highest quality shipping containers. La la la. I mean, look, the wording it's doing is just fine. Meet our leadership. Little counter thing, ISO standards. Like, I must say, if you gave this to someone as a website, you would not be offended. Look at this. That's such a nice little panel. Like little specific numbers and little features. The price, I love it. A little like counter ticker upper kind of a thing for the dollars. How good is it? How does the filter work? Yeah. Nice. Oh, okay. And if there's one, it just it goes to a wide mode. That is so neat. How cool. That is so cool. Oh, that's a bit weird though. Okay, so there's a bit of a weird thing going on with the header being sticky. I wonder if I can tell it that. Let's see if I can tell it to fix that, shall we? Have a quick look at the contact page. I assume that'll be fine too. Get in touch. We're here to help. Blah, blah, blah. Bit, yeah, loving that. The form's nice. Yeah, it's got some validation. That's so nice. Honestly, okay, there's a bit of a weird thing, like only having 4 questions. So, all right. So my feedback is going to be, Can we have 9 frequently asked questions? Is that on every page? No. So we'll put, can we have 9 frequently asked questions on the contact page? And on the containers page, the choose your container type is a bit weird how that works. Okay, let's see if we can get it to fix that for us. All right, so it's okay. The HTML file separately. Feedback. Make a total of 9 FAQ items on the bottom of the contact page. When I scroll the containers page, the header slides away, which is fine, but the filter row that lets you pick a container type seems to be sticky and it makes the viewing experience less than ideal as you scroll to the bottom of the page. Other than that, amazing. I really mean that too. Like, this is just, look, even if you go back to September last year using something like Bolt and Sonnet 3.5, it really did not do as nice a job as that, I can assure you. Like, it was okay. It was definitely passable, but it lent heavily on Tailwind for its styling all the time. And I know part of that was the prompting behind the scenes, but it also was hard to steer it away from that style even. And I know things have gotten a lot better, like Lovable and whatever, that they're all much better than they were, but the operation of this in the terminal, and I do like I love me a little bit of emojis and stuff just to dress it up a little bit. So all right, let's have a look and see how it. Okay, so I need to refresh the page. Let's see what happens. So probably should do a hard refresh, shouldn't I? So scrolling. Okay, let's fix that problem. That's lovely. Okay, let's have a look at contact. And yep, there's our 9 little FAQs. Honestly, how good is it? I reckon that's cool. I would probably make the logo a link to the home. This is weird. I might tell it to fix that because that seems a bit weird. Let's tell it to fix that. So make the logo words linked to home. When the home page loads, there's something a bit off about the way the text and buttons appear. They sort of flicker, I don't know, or look a bit odd. Check the animation. Effects. Okay. I assume it can do inline edits. Yes. Yep, definitely. That's what it's doing, yeah. So it can do inline editing, which means it doesn't have to rewrite the whole file. Again, that's super efficient. Like, this counting up tokens singularly is pretty impressive. Obviously there must be more token usage going on behind the scenes here for the reasoning. And there could be thousands more going on behind the scenes, but the fact that it's only using that for like sending the change. I don't know, like maybe some of the reasoning goes on inside of the Claude Code application. I'm not quite sure like how much autonomy the application has. As soon as this is done, I think we'll just leave it. I'm not really worried about publishing it, so I don't need the pictures published, and some of them are only editorial licensed, and I don't really feel like bothering figuring out the inquiry form. I suppose we could have a look and see how it looks on a phone maybe as well. All right, let's skip back to the view. Okay, so we'll do a hard refresh. Yeah, I don't know if that's, maybe that's, it still looks a bit weird. Okay, I'm not going to give it a glowing 5-star effort for this little animation, but I also don't really care enough to try and figure it out. Let's be real. Cool. Yep, but it made the home. That is a link to the home page, so that's good. I think. No. Yes, it is. Why can't I click it? I don't know. Honestly, I don't feel like fixing it. I'm going to give it a high pass, that is for sure. Because it's tidy, looks good. You could easily use it as an actual website. No problem at all. Yeah, very cool. Well done, Claude. You have done an awesome job, team, making this work.